Good morning. In the last session, we have seen about the classification of circuit breakers. So, in today's session, we will be seeing about the first type of circuit breaker, that is oil circuit breaker. Okay, so when I say it as an oil circuit breaker, it is nothing but the arc extinction phenomenon is going to be facilitated by using oil as an arc quenching medium. Here, if you are going to see why we have to use this oil as an arc quenching medium, it is because it serves two purposes. One, it acts as a better insulating property. The other one, it acts as a better cooling property it has, because of which oil circuit breakers are widely used. Now, moving on to the classification, you have two types of circuit breakers. So one is your bulk oil circuit breaker, the other is your low oil or minimum oil circuit breaker. So from the name itself, if you see, it is evident that when I say it as a bulk oil circuit breaker, it uses large amount of oil. Okay, when I say it uses a large amount of oil, it means it uses it for the arc extinction process as well as for the insulation process also. For both the process, you are going to use the oil. Okay, whereas whenever I am going to say it as a low oil or minimum oil circuit breaker, the oil is going to be used only for the arc extinction process alone. Whereas the current carrying parts are going to be properly insulated by any other insulating medium such as porcelain or air or any other organic material. Now, moving on to this bulk oil circuit breaker, you are going to have two types. One is your plain break circuit breaker, other is arc control oil circuit breaker. When I say it as a plain break circuit breaker, it does not facilitate any arc controlling device. Okay, you don't have any special arc controlling device for quenching the arc at the faster rate. Whereas when I say it as an arc control circuit breaker, mainly the forced blast oil circuit breaker comes into picture, wherein here I am just going to use a piston cylinder arrangement to pressurize the oil and to quench the arc as soon as possible. Now, so in today's class, we will be seeing about your construction working of your plain oil circuit breaker. So moving on to the construction, if you see, it is consisting of a dome shaped vessel, a airtight container you are going to have, in which a part is going to be filled with oil and you are going to have an air cushion above. And in this you are going to have the two brakes, that is you are going to have two fixed contacts and two moving contacts. Okay, since you are going to have two fixed and two moving contacts and you are going to apply the brake in series, it is also called as your double brake circuit breaker, double plain brake circuit breaker. Now, so we will see here a portion is going to be filled with the oil and you are going to have the air cushion above. So the need for this air cushion is nothing but it serves two purposes. So whenever under normal conditions, the fixed and moving contacts are going to stay apart, right? So but whenever a fault occurs, in that case the arc is going to struck between the fixed and the moving contacts. As a result, what will happen? So because of this arc, hydrogen gas, the oil is going to vaporize and form as your hydrogen bubbles. So this hydrogen bubbles together with the oil will try to quench the arc. As well as whatever is the turbulence that is going to be produced by the gases, it helps in removing the ionized particles from the arcing path. Thereby it quenches the arc. So this is the normal procedure followed. And one more thing here, it should be borne in mind, whenever a fault occurs, when this moving contact is going to be pulled apart, so this moving contact is going to be slowly pulled down. When it is going to be pulled down after a critical length, in that case the length of the arc is going to get increased, so the arc is going to get quenched. So you are not going to use any special arc quenching device, except the thing is that you are going to increase the length of the arc, and when the length of the arc is going to exceed the critical length, then it is going to extinguish the arc. Okay, and here the purpose of providing your air cushion here is that, so whenever the arc is going to struck, this oil is going to get vaporized and it is going to form the bubbles. So this bubbles, if this air cushion is not there, it might lead to the explosion of the dome. In this case, to prevent, that is to prevent the unsafe pressure inside your circuit breaker vessel, so you are going to use this air cushion. Moreover, it also absorbs the mechanical shock which is going to be provided by this oil movement. So thus, air cushion provides two concepts. One is it prevents the unsafe pressure inside the dome and absorbs the mechanical shock. Now, moving on to the disadvantage, because it is the earliest form of circuit breaker. What is the disadvantage in it? Here the main thing is that, so whenever I am going to use it for interrupting the very high currents, in that case I cannot going on moving down your moving contacts. Okay, so whenever I am going to go on, the arc length will have to be increased considerably. Okay, so for successful arc interruption, you require a long arcing length. So you are going to use it only till 11 kV. For breaking the low currents and low voltages, this type of circuit breakers are used. So whenever I am just going to increase the length, automatically the time also increases. So this does not permit high speed arc interruption. So long arcing length and the high speed interruption is not permitted are the two disadvantages in this method. So with this I wind up the today's session. Thank you.